हेलो दोस्तों, वेलकम बैक टू अनदर वीडियो। आई होप कि आप सभी गाइस अच्छे होंगे और आपकी प्रिपरेशन अच्छे से चल रही होगी। आज हम लेकर आए हैं एक न्यू सीएमए टॉक्स पॉडकास्ट, जिसमें हमारी गेस्ट हैं सीएमए हर्षा फुलवानी। उनकी जो प्लेसमेंट हुई थी वो हुई थी वेदांता कंपनी में, फर्स्ट प्लेसमेंट। और बाकी की डिटेल्स आपको आगे वीडियो में ज़रूर मिलेंगी, तो इस पॉडकास्ट को देखिएगा एंड तक। शी विल शेयर हर एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ कैंपस प्लेसमेंट एज वेल। पूरा इसमें उन्होंने अपनी जर्नी बताई है सीएमए की, एंड ऑल्सो शेयर्ड कि अभी वो क्या कर रही हैं। स्टे ट्यून्ड एंड वॉच द वीडियो। आई विल सी यू एट द एंड ऑफ द वीडियो अगेन। Hello Harsha, welcome to the CMA Talks podcast. How are you doing?
Hi Rohan, I'm doing good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm also doing well. Uh, in this podcast, we are gonna ask you the questions related to your CMA journey. And the first question we will like to begin with that: why did you choose CMA?
Oh God, this is the most weird question that I get. I'm telling it weird because genuinely I never wanted to do courses like CA or CMA. I have an entire different story on this subject. So, how it happened was I secured 96% in my 12th standard. And I did that because I really wanted to go and study in Delhi University. It was my dream. I wanted to pursue something in economics or in English honors, something of that sort. But I got an ultimatum from my parents that they are not sending me to Delhi for my undergrad. But I just trusted that if I secure well, nobody can stop me. So I worked hard to secure that percentage. Finally, I ended up having a bad argument at home, and they were like, we already decided in the beginning that you are not going to Delhi. You better do CA or you wait for MBA. You complete your graduation from here itself, and then we can send you for MBA outside, but not right now because they felt that I was too young to stay in a city like Delhi. That's how. So even I was very adamant kid. I was like, if you are not sending me to Delhi University, I'm not doing CA. You see how it happens. And then later, I started doing my BCom from Jaipur itself. I belong to Jaipur from Rajasthan University. So, day in and day out, I was dealing with anxiety because I was worried that despite securing so well, I deserve more. Why am I doing a course as basic as BCom? I need to do something. And I was so frustrated. I used to go to coaching for BCom. So, there I had a mentor. I ended up talking to him. I went to him and told him that I am doing normal BCom and my parents are like, do CA, CA. I don't want to do CA only because they did not send me to Delhi University. It's a grudge. That's how. So he was like, your parents are like, do CA. And I was like, no, this is my entire fight. I'm not doing it. What should I do? I don't want to waste my 3 years. What should I do along with the graduation? So he told that there is a course called CMA, which is budding right now, and that you can easily complete with your BCom. So, and after that, when you complete both, you'll have a basic degree of BCom, you'll have a professional degree, then you can think of doing MBA. So, I took a leap of faith and I was like, okay, let's do it. I entered into CMA, and then here are we now. That's how it happened. So, I never wanted to choose it, but I chose it.
Okay, that's a nice story. Real story of you though. Coming to the next question, I would like to know कि the students remain confused after 12th or like when they're pursuing BCom कि उनको कौन सा course choose करना चाहिए. So at that point of time, what factors they should consider if they are from the commerce background, and if they want to pursue any course related to commerce field and they are from the science background. So is it worth it for the science student as well to pursue these courses?
Okay, so I think this question is more relevant on about an individual choice. Many of us, many of the students who just cleared 12th very freshly and recently are not even aware of the fact that what they want. तो ऐसा people would say ना कि when you don't know what you want, you will always end up getting what you don't want. So it is always really, really good to know yourself, like what things work out for you, what things don't work out for you. Even a commerce student can end up learning coding and be a developer at some place. There are many courses providing that. And a science student can end up teaching FP&A somewhere. So it is very diversified thing. It is not about the stream you choose during your school, it is more about your realization. Some students would realize it in 10th itself कि आगे जाके I have to become an engineer, so they would choose science and they would end up doing engineering. Some of them would think कि मुझे ये करना है engineering, but they would choose science, लेकिन बाद में आके they would get more inclined towards finance. Okay, so there are so many examples. I will like to give you a very good example of finance with Sharan. If you know Sharan Hegde, he was an engineer from base, but later after working, he realized that he's more inclined into finance. Later, he started teaching finance. Now he's managing people's wealth, giving tips to manage your retirement plans and stuff like that. So it is more about what you want. It is okay to experiment and choose things which don't work out. Agar you are from commerce, you are choosing something like CMA at this stage because CMA or CA because you don't know what you want, you do it. Later, at the end, you'll figure out what you want and what you don't want. So I won't be the right person to suggest like what scope would a course offer for a person belonging to a particular stream. It is all about individual choices and knowing you more. That's how it works.
That's such a well articulated answer, though. Nice. Okay, so when did you come to know about CMA and uh, how, like you have already mentioned कि आपको आना था due and then you started, तो वहाँ पे पेरेंट्स को आपने कैसे समझाया उसके लिए?
सी मैं तो समझा ही नहीं पाई पेरेंट्स को बिकॉज आई एंडेड अप स्टेइंग एट माय होम. It was like I had a very good fight with them though, but what I personally believe is at the end whatever happens for good. So it's not like I'm discontented by choosing this course anyhow. I'm happy that I did CMA. Whatever happened turned out to be in my favor. So parents ko samjhana was a challenge at that time, but it's okay that I chose this. No big deal. I can still pursue honors in something. I can still do an MBA. It's absolutely fine. So ultimately, I was not able to convince my parents for that particular dream, but it ended well. So
But parents might be happy now that कि चलो एक degree है to sustain at least.
of course, and from the very first day, they wanted me to do something academic because of my earlier records. So वो भी खुश हैं, and now they have, you know, parents would never want bad for you. So उन्होंने अपने लाइफ में जो स्ट्रगल्स देखे हैं, they would never want you to see the same. So they are like, you should have a backup degree. Of course, they are happy, and now they have left me free. Like whatever I want to choose for myself because I have a backup degree. Now they are open for me to pursue any particular course, like any course, not related to academics, any course. They are very open to this. So एक बार backup degree मिल गई तो now they are open to everything.
Great. And how was your preparation? Like, if you can share your journey from CMA Foundation to CMA Final till you qualified.
Okay, so so the CMA journey, especially for kids, my batch has been like a roller coaster ride. Of course, to begin with, foundation went really smooth. I appeared for foundation in June 2019. I hardly started preparing like 4 months prior to my attempt because I realized that I have to do CMA. At that time only I joined the coaching, and it was quite smooth. It was more or less the syllabus was quite similar to what we studied in 12th, and it was quite manageable. So I ended up securing well in foundation. It went well. Then after that, in intermediate, I appeared for intermediate in 2021 January. It was supposed to be December attempt of 2020, which was getting postponed repeatedly and ended up in 2021. The main catch here was that the exams turned online because of this COVID thing. Nobody of us was prepared for giving online exams. All of us, since our very childhood, are habitual of giving a pen paper test. That is our comfort. So, first of all, we were so anxious and frustrated that why is this switch even happening? What is the need? Because other institutes as well are anyways conducting it on pen and paper, but our institute wanted maybe something new at that time, so they ended up making it online. It was difficult for us to manage, but then anyhow things turn by. वो प्रॉब्लम के बाद वो एक रात के बाद सवेरा होता ही है, तो anyhow it turned out to be good. Then inter clear हुआ and I secured 582 marks in both the groups. I gave both the groups. Then during final the challenges were even more because the pattern of the existing online exam, जो पहले MCQ हो गया था, had changed to subjective now. Now you have to type all the answers and you have to show the workings in your working sheet. So that was a bit too challenging. और उस टाइम पे क्या हुआ था कि 2021 के बाद there was a second wave of COVID, a severe one. So even I caught COVID at that time. It was very difficult. I was dealing with some health issues, serious health issues. After that, I just wanted कि बस clear हो जाए अब कैसे भी करके, no aspirations for getting a rank or anything. Then luckily I ended up securing exact 400 marks. I gave both the groups again, 199 and 201 in both groups. So that's how it ended. Final was more about just clearing beyond the line. It was no aspirations because I was physically and mentally exhausted till that time, fighting with so many things. So that's how it ended.
Nice. So you have given both groups during your CMA final, right?
Yeah.
So how
Yes.
did you manage both the groups, and what suggestion would you like to give the students who are going to appear for both groups of final? Because I believe the syllabus is very like it's huge in the finals, and it becomes difficult sometimes to manage.
Of course, it becomes difficult to manage. And it is not difficult to manage your studies during the preparation. But what is the most difficult is 8 days back to back exams. That
Mhm.
kills you physically, trust me. It is very difficult. But again, I will say that is again an individual choice as per your comfort. What I personally suggest is giving both the groups adds to some of your advantages. If you are targeting a rank, you can get a rank only when you are appearing for both the groups. Giving both the groups would give you the benefit of set off of marks. So that is again a good thing. While sitting into campus, some companies would prefer you because you have appeared both the groups altogether. Those are the three advantages. But again, I've seen incredibly many examples who are at a very good place who gave single groups despite many attempts. It is again an individual choice how things work out for you and what you are comfortable with. So it's nothing hard and fast.
Right. So as you mentioned, the advantages of giving both the groups. Now would like to know your campus placement experience.
Okay, so since our campus was immediately after this COVID thing when the market was already down, and in our immediate previous campus, a lot of companies have hired very in a very good number. So during our campus, the companies which came were very limited. I chose Delhi campus at that time, and I was shortlisted for Vedanta, ITC Foods, Prism Johnson, and one or two more companies whatsoever were there. I ended up appearing for Vedanta's interview on the first day of my campus, and I was among the first three candidates to appear for the interview, like in sequence. So, what happens in campus is when you get selected for a company, no matter how many shortlistings you have got, you will be blocked and you won't be allowed to appear for a second interview. So, since I was among the very initial candidates to appear for Vedanta interview, I got blocked quickly and I was not able to appear for any other interview. So, I did not have a lot of experience of getting interviewed in the campus. Only Vedanta was there. So, I got shortlisted there and I joined there.
Okay, and how many rounds were there, and what questions do they ask in general?
Okay, so to begin with, they would take a group discussion round, which would be remote. And in the group discussion round, there will be a certain number of candidates, and some of the candidates are discarded from after that GD round. Once you get shortlisted after the GD, you will be called for a personal interview. And in personal interview, the main focus of Vedantas in specific is they would ask more about your work experience, like whatever you have done in your articleship, and they would get into some practical concepts such as Ind AS 115, more practical Ind AS which would be more applicable during the work. Rest they would focus on your resume, like they your interview will be more driven about what's written in your resume. So whatever you write, you must know that. That's all.
Like, if someone is a fresher, then the questions would most probably be like regarding the concepts.
Concepts only when you have you the prior thing is they would ask only from the articleship. Like whenever you build a CV, even as a fresher, you mention some points that you have covered in your articleship. So they would focus mainly on work related things, and additionally they might ask some concepts. But what I have experienced is it is more about what you have done.
नहीं नहीं, वीडियो भी एंड नहीं हुई है, बीच में मेरे को आना पड़ा जस्ट ये बोलने कि यार देखो, जो हम सीएमए टॉक्स पॉडकास्ट बनाता हूँ मैं, उसमें गेस्ट को अप्रोच करना, फर्स्ट टू फाइंड अ सुटेबल गेस्ट, देन टू अप्रोच देम, देन टू आस्क फॉर देयर स्केड्यूल कि वो कब फ्री हैं फॉर द सेशन, और फिर उसी हिसाब से अपना स्केड्यूल पे एडजस्ट करना, एंड आफ्टर दैट इवन वी हैव टू एडिट द वीडियोज एंड आई डू इट ऑल इंडिविजुअली। तो इसमें इट टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट्स। तो उसके लिए आपको नीचे एक दो बटन आते हैं नीचे, यूट्यूब में आ गई, वो देख ही रहे होंगे शायद, वो बिल्कुल फ्री है, प्रेस करना। तो आई हैव सीन कि वीडियोस तो देखते हैं लोग, आई थिंक उनको कुछ ना कुछ इंसाइट जरूर मिलती होगी, कुछ ना कुछ जरूरत होती होगी। तो वो जो नीचे एक दो बटन आ रहे हैं वो प्रेस कर देना, है ना। एक कुछ सब्सक्राइब करके बटन आता है, वो दबा देना, और जब आप वो दबाओगे तो उसके बराबर में कुछ घंटी सी आती है, तो वो भी दबा देना। ठीक है, अच्छे लोग हो यार आप सब। तो ठीक है, वापस से कंटिन्यू करते हैं पॉडकास्ट को। सी Okay. So as per your experience campus placement, what is the salary range that the companies offer?
Okay, so as a beginner's salary in CMA, actually it is a big bracket ranging from companies to companies. It would be somewhere around 6 lakhs to 12 lakhs. It is a big bracket, I know. Companies would offer you between this big range, and of course the components are broken into fixed and variable components. I will tell you my Vedanta's experience. It was Vedanta offered me around, I guess, 9.5 or 10 lakhs, which was again broken up into fixed and variable components. So out of that, fixed was 7 lakhs and the rest was variable. For non-rankers, I am telling. And for rankers, it was somewhere around 11.5 or 11 total, and out of which 9 was fixed. So they would also differ the package on the basis of rank achieved.
So this was given to the fresher CMAs.
Yeah, this was given to the fresher CMAs.
Okay, great. Now coming to your current experience, like are you currently situated with Vedanta, or I believe you have switched the company? So what is the main reason of switching the company, and how did you find that new company?
Okay, so I have been exceptional in this case. Treating myself as an exception, what regular people won't do is that I worked in Vedanta for say 7 months. That's all. I later realized that no, I'm not liking this profile. I was posted at a plant and I was mainly involved into costing role. Not even costing, I was more into compliance, costing and compliance. In my particular location, I was posted to that. Then I realized this is not I would be doing after doing CMA. So I quit from there. Then I started exploring options for financial planning and analysis, that is business finance or FP&A. Then I ran into an interview with an academy into business finance profile. I joined an academy. There I worked into business finance, but then my role was about dealing with offline centers. An academy has both online and online education and offline centers as well. So I was working mainly for offline centers. Again, the role was genuinely not interesting me, so I ended up leaving that company within 7.5 8 months. Now again I am associated with a fintech startup which is offering me core financial planning and analysis. And genuinely, I'm liking my role right now, but I'm open to experimenting and experiences. If I don't like it, I might look for something else. But right now, I'm very satisfied with what I'm doing currently. So
Okay, I believe as per your experience, what the students can expect that if they are not happy with their role, they can just like if they are getting a job as a fresher after qualifying and they don't have any other job in hand at that point of time, so they should just grab one opportunity, and at that point of time, if they are not getting any other job, then they should keep applying for the roles which they might get interest in, and in the initial stages of life they can experiment.
yeah, of course, it's quite true because you cannot just be at a place where you're not happy for long. It is a very genuine advice. That's also true that you can grab first opportunity, whatever you get. because you never know what will interest you. And of course, you cannot sit idle after getting qualified. You have to be somewhere as soon as possible, regardless of what the profile is. You can always switch later on. It is, as I earlier also mentioned, if you don't know what you want, that then you will end up getting what you don't want. So it is okay to experiment and realize if you're getting some things which you don't want, but you actually don't know whether you want it or not. It is okay to experiment. Keep experimenting. And if you already know, like, this is my specific target, that's the best. You guys are the luckiest, trust me. If you don't know, then it's okay. And you are not happy at some place because of any XYZ reason, it's okay to move on. It is just a cliche. It is just a notion that you have to be at a place for more than 1.5 years. If you're not happy, you're not happy. It's not like you won't get a job. Okay, don't take it seriously. But yeah, things work out for you at the end. It's okay.
Mainly if you are qualified, then you have that gateway open to other companies as well whenever you want to switch. But at after some point of time, I think stability also becomes important. But in the initial stages of career, one can experiment different profiles, whatever they got interest in.
Of course, at the end, you have to be stable somewhere because you will ultimately find what you're liking or what you're not, what is working
Mhm.
out for you. So, yes, once you find it, stick to that.
Right. And as far as what I know, you got exemptions in CMA interview subjects. So what was your strategy for preparing for CMA inter?
Okay, so okay, so during intermediate, like, I secured 95 in financial accounting, and I also got exemption in other 5 subjects. So the strategy is complete your course for the first time, that is taking classes as soon as possible. It is not just about ticking the check boxes. It is not about just doing the formality of completing it for the sake of completing it. Complete it thoroughly, understanding all the concepts, but try to save your time. Like, if you have got 12 months for your preparation, try to complete your classes within 6 months for all the 8 subjects. And trust me, it is possible. It is possible. And after that, you should undergo as many revisions as possible. You can, what I personally believe is at least 3 revisions after completing your course are very important to do. And I would also suggest that you should give test series. If you are associated with the coaching institute, well and good, give tests there. If not, you can buy an independent test series because many of the coachings are right now offering the same. That really works. That really works. If you are giving the tests, you can easily know what you have studied versus how to apply that in the exam while writing it. So there is the difference, because आप पढ़ते जाओगे, you never know कि मेन एग्जाम में आपको आपका एटीट्यूड ही समझ नहीं आएगा. आपको हाउ डू यू हैव टू रिएक्ट टू दैट क्वेश्चन पेपर. इन ऑर्डर टू प्रैक्टिस दैट, यू हैव टू गिव टेस्ट्स. इवन इफ यू आर कंप्लीटिंग 80% ऑफ कोर्सेज, आई वुड सजेस्ट 80% कोर्स करके भी एक बार टेस्ट सीरीज दे दो. इट विल बी रियली बेनिफिशियल. सो दैट इज व्हाट वर्कड आउट फॉर मी.
And adding on to the point, what I know is that if student gives the test series, then it like writing becomes a muscle memory, writing the concepts in that or doing the solutions of that questions helps in muscle memory, which helps in time effectiveness during the main examinations. Because concepts तो आप समझ लोगे, but when you write that examination, only concepts are not important, but we have to complete the exams on time as well.
Yes, I absolutely agree. There are hundreds of factors other than only knowing the concept which would help you secure well. मैं कह रही हूँ ना कि even if your course is not 100% complete, if you have given like many test series, you have given many times exams, then again the muscle memory, your muscles would know how much to write, how to react to this particular question. That really helps.
Right. Okay, so what are the three advices that you would like to give to the CMA aspirants?
Okay, so as I told that you should be very clear about what you want. So connection to that, I will suggest that you should spend some time in knowing yourself, because we all are different human beings. Things work out differently for different human beings. For example, since my school days, I used to be a night owl. Whenever I used to study at night, I used to study well. I used to score well. It was working out so well for me. But then foundation intermediate tak also I was a night owl. But then in final I was dealing with some health issues and I tried switching myself to waking up early. Parents always kept telling me कि ऐसे ब्रह्म मुहूर्त में उठ के you should study at 4 a.m. and then sleep early at night. So during my entire final I tried doing that. I was doing it. I used to wake up at 4 in the morning and like 4 5 hours का पूरा chunk निकाल के उस time पे पढ़ लेते थे. But when I completed final, I really realized कि this is not for me. Like I cannot be as productive as I would be in night. So it is not always important what the world is telling you is true to everybody. It is true, it is healthy waking up early and it is unhealthy staying up at night. But if you're more productive at night, it's okay. So you should spend more time knowing yourself that what you want and how you react to things. One thing, you know yourself. Number two is two things. If you believe you can achieve this, and if you believe you cannot achieve it, trust me, both are true. So ultimately, what you think is true. If you have entered into CMA and there is some fear inside you that you cannot do it, trust me, you cannot do it. Leave it. If you really, despite securing so bad, despite being academically behind, if you trust, no, you can do it, because whenever you study, you understand things. Whenever you give exams, you can attempt it. So if you have that belief कि मैं कर लूंगा अगर मैं मेहनत करूंगा तो you can do it. So it is all about how you think. So I would suggest always filter out your thoughts. You have to think so wisely in order to get somewhere. And rest, I would say third is be true to yourself. All three tips are interconnected. If you know what you want and if you believe that you can do it, then discipline, consistency, confidence, academics, सब कुछ figure out हो जाएगा. You just have to be true to yourself. It is not like कि आपको पढ़ाई करनी है, you are skipping family functions, you are not celebrating your birthdays. It is all cringe, trust me. अगर आपको पता है कि आपको ये करना है, आप figure out कर लोगे. You can manage time. आपको पता होगा कि मैं अभी ज़्यादा पढ़ लेता हूँ क्योंकि मुझे फंक्शन में जाना है। और अगर आपको ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं, फंक्शन में जाने से मेरा टाइम वेस्ट होता है, तो डोंट गो। बट बी ट्रू टू योरसेल्फ, बी ट्रू टू योर गोल्स, दैट्स ऑल।
Right. I was about to ask that question that you must have some hobbies. So, how you used to manage your hobbies along with studying for CMA? Because at some point of time, you might have thought about the time constraint thing, but I think you have already mentioned that you have spared out time from that as well.
Of course, so talking about my hobbies, I really love writing. Okay, so I really love writing. I just get deep into words, into the feel, that poetic feel. I used to take out special time to listen to poetries, to stand-up poetries, to shairis and all. Then I used to write. I have my entire journal maintained where I have written my stuff. Secondly, I really love to dance. So whenever a music is there and I am doing anything, I would leave everything and start dancing like that. I don't just think it is like a therapy. It is like a break to your studies. So you should not think like hobbies के लिए time नहीं मिल रहा. If you are making out time for your hobbies, trust me, what you are doing will be benefited from that. क्योंकि आप इतना relax होके वो काम करोगे, क्योंकि आप already अपनी therapy से जाके आ चुके हो. So that's how this stuff works.
Right, indeed. At some point of time, you might have felt the peer pressure. You might have seen people with you getting qualified, and you still need to give the examinations. And you might have dealt with the society also that when you are gonna clear. And how have you dealt with that peer pressure?
Okay, so I think you asked multiple questions in a single question. Number one, you talk about society pressure. I hardly faced any, because the first filter that I had was my parents, who are a utter support to me. So I don't even get directly exposed to what people outside my family say, because there is a shield above me of my parents. They would always support me in anything, no matter what. In finals, I skipped one attempt because I was not feeling very prepared and I was not feeling healthy to appear for the exams. My parents were like, okay, however you feel. You want to give a single group, you give a single group. You want to skip this attempt and give both the groups later, you do that. We are there for you. Nobody is pressurizing you or forcing you to do anything. You want to join some classes, you want to join some dance classes, you want to take a break from this, you take. however it works out for you, you do that. So I hardly faced any social pressure out of the parents, out of my family. Next, peer pressure, of course, that is a big thing. Like whenever you keep discussing with your friends कि हाँ तेरा तो इतना कोर्स हो गया, तूने कितना पढ़ लिया, तेरे टेस्ट सीरीज में ज्यादा मार्क्स आ गए, that really creates a tension in your mind. And उस टाइम पे while studying I used to be a bit negative. मेरा कैसा thought चलता था ना कि if somebody has completed say 70% of a subject and I have completed only 20% of a subject, I will just drop that subject then and there. I would believe कि उसने इतना कर लिया है, मैंने तो 20% ही करा है, अब मैं करूँगी भी स्टार्ट तो क्या ही हो जाएगा? Let's drop this. This is a very bad thought. I'm telling you, very toxic thought that will ruin your mental health, that will ruin your academic routine. Don't do this at all. और मुझे लगता है कोई करता भी नहीं होगा. I am that person जो इतना नेगेटिव सोचता है. But then anyhow I came out of this कि no, this moment, this particular moment that we are living in and today is still the first day to the rest of your lives. So you can change anything. So even if you start today, you will end up completing it. So that's how my attitude changed later.
Okay. And how was your overall CMA journey? If you would like to describe it in one word or in one sentence.
So my CMA journey, as I already told, I would give it a name of a typical roller coaster ride. So many ups and downs. To begin with, shifting from offline exams to online exams, dealing with so many mental and physical health issues, फिर everything turning from home, you stopped going to offline coaching, सब कुछ online पढ़ना पड़ रहा है. I got so many things. I got COVID. I got vitamin D and vitamin B12 deficiency, which would just make you sleep and sleep always, which would create pressure on your bones. You cannot sit actively. Other than that, putting headphones to take class forever, I got an ear infection. There were so many things during CMA that I faced, especially during my finals. So it was kind of good because it modified me into a better version of myself what I am today. I am so thankful that I faced all the things then because I learned so much out of that, and now I am able to know myself more ki what things suit me and what not. So it was an incredible journey, trust me. I enjoyed it. It was a thrill.
I believe many of us are having the vitamin deficiencies of the same vitamin D and B12. I will take tips offline for that.
But trust me, you have to maintain your vitamin levels. It is very bad to have deficiency of anything. If you feel anything you get, go get checked up yourself and keep taking the nutrients regularly. It's very important for you to be healthy while you are studying. So that's all.
Hmm. Right. Uh, I think this would be the best question I can ask in this podcast. As you have mentioned, you just didn't choose CMA. CMA have chosen you, I guess. So how is life after CMA now?
Yeah, absolutely. CMA has chosen me. So I have been taught this from childhood, as I mentioned earlier in the podcast as well, that whatever happens is happening for your good. Like sometimes, if things are not happening as you want, it's okay because it is going to be okay anyway. So similarly, I was like crying like hell to go to Delhi University and study there, but my parents resisted. I ended up doing CMA. I'm really happy. I'm not I'm not feeling like if I would have gone to DU, it would not have been better. But this is also not bad. That's how. So, because I am also grateful, you know what, right now I'm living in Bangalore away from home and I always behave like a crybaby, like I'm not getting home cooked food, I'm eating outside, I have to wake up myself, I have to wash my clothes myself. If at that time only while I was a kid of an undergrad I would have gone to Delhi University, I would have stayed away from my family for that period as well. And us beach mein we also got COVID, there were so many lockdowns. I am thankful that I was with my family in a protected shield, covered, happy and studied well. So it has been really good that CMA chose me. And life, talking about life after CMA, I would say that there is an entire shift in your personality. Whenever you used to study, you were like a kid, but now you have learned so much how to behave, what attitude you have to put wherever you go, how to sit and stand with big people, how to talk. In terms of learning as well, the learnings are absolutely incredible and mind blowing. You get so much brainstormed. You get to know like how really things work. Is it how this thing work? I never thought when I was a student. And third, of course, you're financially independent. That's what matters the most. Now you don't have to ask anybody if you want to buy something, you want to eat something. Your parents are so proud, you can gift them anything. So, of course, there is a very positive shift after becoming a CMA versus before a CMA. At that time, you were just a student, but now you are a professional. So, it's a very good shift.
Right. And just for the followers, what city you are currently working in?
I am currently working in Bangalore, Karnataka, and I am originally from Jaipur, Rajasthan. That's all.
So it's overall going good now.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, I'm done with my questions, and I'm really grateful that you spare out some time for this podcast and share your insights with all the aspirants. And it was really a nice session, mentioning that how you got shortlisted, and from the start till the end of the campus placement detail you have already shared. That would definitely help the CMA aspirants to know how they can prepare and strategize, and they should not lose hope if they are not first attempters or they are not rankers.
Yeah, of course. Of course, not at all. Because you are what you are. You are like, I would say, out of the so much XX billion population of the world, God thought to made you because you were required here. So you have to accept yourself the way you are. You are unique, no matter what. You are an attempter, you are blessed. You are a ranker, you are blessed. You are earning 50 lakhs per annum, you are blessed. You are earning 5 lakhs per annum, you are blessed. You are the best in the way you are. So it's okay.
Right. So thank you so much for coming and sharing your insights.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was really good talking to you.
तो ये था हर्षा के साथ हमारा पॉडकास्ट। आई होप कि आपको ये यूज़फुल लगा होगा, और यूज़फुल लगा है तो देख लेना, नहीं लगा हो तो भी देख लेना यार। दबा देना बटन जो आ रहा है नीचे। अच्छा, दबा दिए, चलो बढ़िया है। चलो फिर ऑल द बेस्ट, सी ऑल इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो।